Hello, everybody. Anyone who might tune in. My name is Christopher Wood. I live near Deserano, Ontario. I am 52 years old, and I am a 5-year revenge retaliation victim of very seriously dangerous Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police. They are guilty of attempted murder, stalking, sex assaults, false arrest, blood and piss stealing, forcing, under threats and duress, having me shot, medically blacklisted, falsely arrested, arrest refusals, extortion. My mother was stalked and killed. 2 of my dogs were tortured and killed because of me speaking of o.p.p. crimes, human trafficking, and homeless exploitation for monetary gain out of a place called the Morning Star Mission and possible money laundering. August of 2019, I was shot by something in my right ear by ex-o.p.p. chief or commander before he left Napanee. August of 2019. He drove a white Jeep Wrangler. I then started having problems. I went to the hospital. November of 2019, I finally got a CAT scan, and one of the people involved was actually at the hospital before my CAT scan talking to the doctors. I was then medically blacklisted. Come to find out, the woman, that the woman and the doctor are actually girlfriends. She was there casting lies against me to get me medically blacklisted for treatment refusals and discriminations. To have me medically blacklisted to prevent me help. I was refused my CAT scan results. I was then pretty much medically blacklisted. As it stands right now, those that are guilty of attempted murder with intent, full skull splitting, brain injuring me, body mutilations with the intent to commit trafficking, framing, and murder while being fucking tortured for 5 years and provably going through very serious crimes. Once again, ex-o.p.p. Chief or Commander, year 2019. He is very seriously dangerous. Staff Sergeants, years 2019, 2021. Shannon Cork, Robert Lucas, Constable Ward, Dave Weiss, Robert Lucas, Stacy, the mental health worker, Kingston, was Napanee Daily Tea Company, now Kingston AMHS. She is the one that was at the hospital the day of my CAT scans and got me medically blacklisted. She is the girlfriend to Dr. Tatiana Vukadinovic. There is also Shelley Huffner, had me kidnapped May 27, 2021, 24 hours after me asking for help. The Justice of the Peace, threats, intimidations, accusations, obstructions, false arrest, and refusals. Lennox and Addington County, and there's also Spencer Mills 14716 and Robert Kane 7224. Lennox and Addington County General Hospital doctors who are criminally negligent involved in co-committing with criminal intent after my file falsified to get me discriminated against and blacklisted, as well as being falsely charged twice to prevent anything legal on them for the crimes they're guilty of or anyone else, and to buy time in an attempt to try to discredit me and get away with what they're guilty of. Once again, Dr. Margie V. She goes by also Dr. Tatiana Vukadinovic, Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. Barton, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. Waldron, Dr. McGregor, ex-CEO Wayne Coveyduck, and patient relations are all criminally negligent involved in co-committing and covering up crimes against me with intent to commit, even having me medically blacklisted within the province of Ontario. They're drug-fed, money-paid accomplices who are guilty of stalking, injuring, torturing, my brain injuring, body mutilations, skull deforming, murders and attempted murders, who are co-drug traffickers, sex offenders, sex slave traffickers, with and for o.p.p. A guy named Bill Wooldridge. He has many alias names. Bill Wooldridge, Bill Cooldridge, Bill Delarosable, James Bubbles, Stephen Mavis, Robert Cross. He is approximately 65 to 70 years old. He lives on the corner of Bridge and Center Street behind the law office. He is very seriously dangerous. He is guilty of criminally stalking my mother and murdering her December 20th, 2021 with Blair Frederick Hardy. He is the leader of the Hardy Boys gang. He is a meth trafficker. He is guilty of welfare, disability, pension, and insurance frauds, identity thefts and frauds, stalking, injuring, torturing, and multiple homicides. He is the one that owns the police with the one called Bill Wooldridge, the one that has the many alias names, the ones that was stalking my mother and killed her. Their minions, co-offenders, drug trafficking runners. Bert the Hitman Hustler, he is guilty of brain injuring me. He is guilty of criminal stalking. He is guilty of attempted murder with intent to commit, and all of this can be proven as well. Jason Gimpy Two-Step Van Alstyne, he is guilty of identity theft with the intent to commit, identity disability, and insurance fraud. He's guilty of brain injuring me, body mutilations, and attempted homicide. He also sells laced fentanyl, committing overdose homicides. He is a stroke victim. He is a crackhead, very seriously dangerous. And this is why o.p.p. used him, because he is a stroke victim and a serious crackhead for deniability. Especially because the way this is being done to me, and I have already proven how. There is also Tyler T. Baglake. He is Robert Kane's #1 rat informant, meth-fed piece of shit. He is guilty of torturing and killing my dog Runt in March of 2023. He's guilty of torture crimes on me and attempted murder. Raymond LeBlanc, he is a criminal stalker, a child groomer, and he is guilty of stalking and torture crimes on me and attempted homicide. Harry Hartwick, he is guilty of abuses on me as a child as well. He is guilty of being involved with my identity theft. He is guilty of skull splitting me, body mutilations, and attempted homicide. With and for his nephew, Dale Hartwick, who is now a rat informant for o.p.p. He is guilty of my identity theft with the brain splitting me, skull splitting me, body mutilations, and he is guilty of attempted murder with the intent to commit for drop charges for a stabbing he committed against his wife or ex-wife's boyfriend and Dale's wife or girlfriend, Anthony Tony Axel Rose Hearns. He is guilty of being involved with my identity theft, 100% provable as well. Skull splitting, body mutilations. He is guilty of attempted sex assaults and attempted paralyzing me. He's guilty of attempted homicide with intent to commit with and for his boyfriend, wife, or husband, Dale Hartwick. They are speedheads. They are the ones that are dealing the meth, the crack, the fentanyl, the heroin, the opium in Napanee, Ontario. They are the ones they are the sex slave traffickers. Each and every one of them are registered sex offenders, pedophiles, drug addicts, drug traffickers, with and for o.p.p. I am the end of my bloodline, so by doing this to me, o.p.p., because of what you've done to me, you are guilty of murder in the first degree. You are guilty of ending the Wood bloodline. I have no rights. My medical rights, my legal rights, my human rights have been taken from me. I don't know if this is going to be seen or not, but it is a matter of life and death, and Ontario Provincial Police are the ones named, their accomplices, and their doctors. Families of murdered and missing, it is the police, it is doctors, it is their accomplices. I have been through many fucking serious skull changes and deforming, especially over the last few days. So, congratulations, you fucking completely and totally split my skull, body mutilations while keeping me from medical help. If I need medical help, I have to go to Quebec, I have to go down east, or I have to go to Manitoba, which I cannot afford to do. I do not have $22,000 to give Ontario Provincial Police to have people arrested, but they themselves are guilty of crimes and need arresting and charging and lawsuits as well, along with the doctors. This is all organized. Luckily, it's in Napanee, a town where everything is legal, including ending bloodlines for pieces of shit junkies for o.p.p. revenge. And that's exactly what this is. Spencer Mills shows up at your door. People will end up dead. The whole side of my head is completely and totally gone. I get air pumping through me. I've never had any surgeries either, and yet I can prove 100% I have tubes in me that I've never previously had either that are pumping up my fucking skull. I'm getting feces and everything else going through me. Dale Hartwick, you're going to pay for this whether you're dying of cirrhosis of the liver or not, along with your boyfriend Tony Hearns, along with Dale, along with Harry, Blair Hardy, Bill Wooldridge, Tyler Lake, Jason Winalstein, Bert Hustler, Raymond LeBlanc, and the Barry Boys. Every one of you are o.p.p. sex slave traffickers, and each and every one of you are guilty of murder and attempted murder with them for the cops. I have lots of proof. Luckily, I cannot go to a hospital, as I have stated. Chris Wood pretty much is dead. I have absolutely no fucking feeling in my head in any way, shape, or form. None. No feeling, no stimulation from being injured. Kind of funny how I can 100% prove how I look like all of these different people because of what's inside me that's being prevented from fucking being proven medically. And this is why I was blacklisted and lied about. My medical rights, my legal rights, my human rights have been taken from me. One way or another, each and every one of you are going to pay for this. And let it be known that if you are a person that has a child that may have plagiocephaly or brachiocephaly, be very, very, very careful because you will be labeled as a self-harmer. You will be labeled as doing it to yourself. And it is a criminal offense to have brachiocephaly or plagiocephaly. They are considered to be lies as well. It's a criminal offense to have those, and I haven't proven it because you will be called a liar and a self-harmer or doing it to yourself, for fuck's sakes. Right, Dr. Tatiana Vukadinovic. She's one very seriously dangerous person. damage is done. You speak o.p.p. crimes to try to save lives, and you will be injured, you will be tortured, you will be skull split, you will be mutilated, you will be medically blacklisted, falsely arrested, you will be blamed for a lot of things. You will have a lot of lies cast against you and a lot of labels. So these people, under their false guise of law, their badges, positions, and everything else, and their lies, can get away with what they've gotten away with. Napanee is the easiest town to commit any crime you want within the province of Ontario or Canada. o.p.p. is guilty of domestic terrorism. They're guilty of treason. They are guilty of false arresting. They are framing victims. They are slave trafficking victims. And they are totally fucking ending bloodlines. I'm standing here and I'm looking like one Dale Hartwick, who is also my cousin as well. So I'm not just naming him as doing something or whatever. The guy is my fucking family. He is my third cousin. So I'm not just naming people off the top of my head either. As being involved with serious shit that's been going on with me, the same people for the course of almost 6 years consistently. Congratulations, Spencer Mills 14716, Robert Kane 7224, Jason Manalstein, Tyler Lake, Blair Hardy, Bill Woldridge, Bert Hustler. You're gonna fucking answer for what you've done to me. When people disappear, it is through full physical identity thefts, and I guarantee you I am not the only one they've done this to. I'd just like to know how much I was sold for, how much my life and my identity and bloodline were sold for. Through fucking Spencer Mills. To prevent me from fucking getting help while going through very serious torture. He is a very, very, very seriously dangerous person. He is a very seriously dangerous cop. And he knows, along with Robert Kane, all it takes is to give a little bit of crack, a little bit of meth, and a little bit of drug charges, and boom, you got yourself murders, Pontius Pilate, hands free. All of this can be proven too, especially my identity theft. This whole side of my fucking head. Right in here. I feel nothing anymore. My skull's been split. Seriously, just split. I get air going through my brain all the time. No pun intended. Not a fucking airhead. It's from the tubes that I have in my chest that I bulge out all the time and that go up from my throat up to the back of my head, which I never previously had. And no surgeries either. All right, everyone, be safe. I am Chris Wood. I live near Napanee, Ontario, and I'm a 5-year revenge retaliation victim, and the ones named are guilty of murder and attempted murder, along with the cops, doctors. It's organized trafficking, framing, false arresting, kidnapping, sex assaults, murders, stalking, frauds, and cover-ups is what's taken place in Napanee with all of these pieces of shit.